Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, giving you up to 75% of hobby love 100% of the time. That's Kai. I'm Shotgun Willie's marketing team. And welcome to episode 23 of the Sold Too Early Podcast. Kai, how the hell you doing, man?
Doing good. Free agency has been really, really fun for me so far as a Falcons fan. You guys have had some interesting things today, at least. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's been really exciting.
Dude, this is like, it's so amazing that all these deals get organized so quickly and there's no tampering and all that exciting things.
No
But
tampering.
yeah, no tampering allegedly. But it is nice to see the NFL, like the cycle of this is going on. I know the free agency for the NFL is not the same as the NBA or even MLB. Like, the crazy thing about football is that unless you're a quarterback or you're a team that moves up for a quarterback like the Panthers did, a lot of these moves are not really like the difference between like a championship or not. It's really more of the draft, which is coming up in like what 6 weeks, give or take.
Yeah,
So
something like that. But
it's
yeah,
pretty crazy.
it is. How was your Dallas show?
So I'm happy you brought that up. What a good segue into my thoughts of the week. Dallas was great. Like I really had such a nice time. It was great to be set up as a vendor once again. I do have some card thoughts listed out here, as well as also touching on Nashville and Philly. Obviously, I did not attend every single show, and neither did you. But I reached out to other collectors who had their thoughts. First off, for Dallas, I really feel like they're starting to hit their groove in terms of organization. I think they're getting a lot better at how this is organized. Some things need to be improved, like for dealers. They just don't. They have a little trouble signing people in, which is completely normal. I understand that. But once you get through that like initial like process, everything runs smoothly. So, just tightening up that one aspect as a vendor, dealer, whatever, will go a long way. They always have decent security at that show. I really appreciate that. I keep on talking about this. I do think like you need a strong security presence to feel like safe at these shows because you have so much volume of cash, cards, whatever, wax, and it's kind of scary. I did walk around the show slightly. It was kind of overpriced. A lot of the vendors, it is what it is, but I could definitely see some vendors having a very bad show because you were 3 or 4x over comps, or you're just difficult to work with, or both. It is what I understand. Like that's how it has to be sometimes, but I wouldn't be shocked if you had a bad show as a result. I did incredibly well on Friday, which is super funny. And I did good on Saturday. I wouldn't say I like crushed it on Saturday as opposed to Friday. But I would give the show like a B plus, A minus, which is basically my grade consistently for this show. That's what this show is. It's a great show that has the potential to be like legendary. Oh, it's a movie, bro. Oh, you did this. No, I mean like,
Oh man,
oh yeah, do you get the camera crews? Oh yeah, there were camera crews, which it
what a
is.
surprise!
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really shocked at this point. I understand that like people are gonna record stuff. Ironically enough, and speaking of camera crews and people who I do like, I was set up next to Jay, Mojo Sports LLC. I think his Instagram full handle is. Jay is a really cool guy. Like I have not had a chance to have full conversations with Jay ever in the past. I mean, in passing, I know him. He would go to Santiago's shop every now and again. I would see him there, which is funny because he was in Sacramento. But Jay's a really cool guy. Like not even just like with a camera. Like he was just a nice person. And it was so funny that like 3 or 4, even 5 separate times, like little kids who like subscribe to him on YouTube or whatever were like, "Hey, where's Jay?" Like, guys, I'm not his secretary. I think he's walking the show. He'll be back soon. But he was super nice. Like he was very like giving of his time, and that was a really cool thing I got to see. Um, I think him above any of the other content creators out there, like really seems to actually be like more for the next generation of kids, and that was really nice to see in person. So that's the only
Yeah,
nice thing. Yeah, only nice thing I can say there.
so you were saying like you'd constantly give Dallas like a B plus, A minus. Is there anything you think that would like take it over the top or no?
I mean, listen, the thing about these shows in general is like nothing's ever going to be an A plus. In my opinion, nothing's ever perfect, and you have to just set like realistic boundaries on like what you can do. For me, and ironically, we've talked about this in the last couple of podcasts. Like, I was trying to do my taxes for fucking ever. I finally got them done, and I paid a ton of fucking money to the government, which sucks. So I wasn't buying at the show. I probably will not be buying at Chicago this week either. It's the success cost. I know that sucks, but dude, I paid more in taxes this year in 2022 than I brought home at my job in
Oh
2017.
wow.
Like, it's fucking crazy. Like, hashtag thank you sports cards, but like unironically, but also hashtag I'm broke as fuck and I can't buy at the moment. So, it's kind of a crazy world we're in. So if I had the ability to buy at the show or add cash to deals, like, it probably would have been a little bit better. But working with a limited budget, quote unquote, let's call it, or just like within my own parameters, I turned over a bunch of inventory. I sold a bunch. I traded a ton. And that's what I'm hoping to build on this Friday and Saturday and a little bit of Sunday in Chicago. I did reach out to people who attended the Philly show and Nashville because there were 3 major shows going on this weekend, or this past weekend, I should say. And they kind of had the same trend. They said the shows were good. They said it was busy. I don't really love the idea that 3 major shows were happening. My rationale for going to Dallas, even though I live in New Jersey and like could have easily gone to Philly, was like, no one's going to travel and fly to Philly for a show. And Nashville in the past has been hit or miss, and that's the nicest way I can say that. But Dallas, people are always going to travel to and like fly to and like have a good time. And you saw that. I didn't see a ton of content creators reaching out about Philly or Nashville. I know Santiago went because he like loves that show, and he was doing stuff with like Tyrese Maxey or something. Like, he kind of helps with the autographs, or like at least he gets in there and like gets to talk to these guys, which is really cool. But even he didn't even text me about what the show was. I think I had 3 or 4 people reach out after 3 or 4 hours of my post, because I had reached out on Instagram. Hey, if you went to these shows, like, tell me. Only like 3 or 4 people texted me. Like, that's kind of crazy. So I don't know. From limited knowledge, it sounds like the shows were good, but Dallas reigns supreme at this moment in time.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they're ever gonna adjust and start like communicating. So that's probably gonna be a continuing theme, I would guess, going forward with those like 3 shows always being
Dude,
simultaneous.
it's so stupid. And what's ironic, and I heard this from a friend, is that the Nashville showrunner directly has said he wants to compete heads up with Dallas.
It's just not gonna
Sir, you're
happen.
going
Like,
to lose that. Don't do it.
yeah.
That's so dumb.
I think
Like,
it's like the main reason that's never gonna happen is there's just like this preconceived like notion that Dallas is just so much better. Like no one's gonna just willingly start going to Nashville over it if they prefer Dallas already, I would say.
I mean, I will say this. I think Nashville is a very fun city. I enjoy it a lot.
It's a one-time thing.
I've gone twice, and I've had a good time
Twice
at
thing.
both. Well, the second time I went, I could have left Friday night had the deals been prearranged, because I did 2 major deals with Mikey and Tyler Hot Corner, who I keep on referencing on this podcast, and Mikey, who I was set up with. But like, if those deals were prearranged before I got on the plane, I could have just left like after 2 hours and had a good day. Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy. And what's also interesting is I don't believe there's a major show going on in April. I don't know if there's anything to travel to. I have nothing scheduled after this week until the National. Like, I'm gonna go to Dallas in May and all the other stuff, and obviously Burbank in
Yeah.
August, or Atlanta, or Anaheim, I should call it, whatever. But like, I have nothing planned in April. So like, I don't know what the fuck these guys were thinking. Like, why did you put your shows
Yeah, they could
on
have
the
just moved
same
a month
weekends?
back. Yeah, a
Or at
couple
least
weeks
2 or 3
back.
weeks back, you know what I mean? At least Chicago.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be competing with. I know there's a Minnesota show people are starting to talk about, and like that could
I
be a
saw
thing
something about
eventually.
that. Yeah.
Like, fine. Denver is now building up a show again. Like, they just hired someone for marketing. That's the real crazy thing. And I have this noted too. Like, these shows have to highlight the marketing. You have to make sure people are aware of what you're doing and why, because that's how you get these influencers there. Even if I don't like most of the fucking hobby goats and influencers and all this other bullshit, they do attract people to your shows. And you know what? You have the ability to grow something organically, or by, paying a sponsor to go and all this other good shit. You have to just accept that, like, this is the reality of the game. It's not 1948 anymore. You have to, like, adapt to the current trends and this current, like, generation of those who want to see something and need to be marketed to. And I don't know. Listen, like, I use Burbank as the example because they have crushed it in every single way. And I talked to EJ about this, who is like, I don't know what his exact title is for the Burbank show, showrunner, show director, whatever the exact title is. But EJ gets it. And guess what happened? Other shows are stealing his ideas. And they went from a small Holiday Inn type show originally to the Ontario Convention Center to now the Anaheim Convention Center in less than a year. Like, what the fuck? Why can't you do that, other showrunners? Why can't you build that brand? Well, you can, but you got to, like, put in the work. So,
I mean, for like a card show, though, I think there definitely is like a limit of how much you can market it. But some
of
people
course,
like are
no, of
trying.
course, we have to do something. Like the Dallas
Yeah,
Card Show, as much as I love that
yeah,
show, up until late last year or early last year, whatever, the website looked like a piece of shit. Now it's actually better. Like, it
yeah.
used to be so bad, but it's like a start. They're
At least
starting
try
to.
something.
I
Yeah.
know.
What's up with this fake currency being
So
used at card
so
shows?
Lane LJK Cards brought up something interesting. Allegedly, apparently, whatever you want to call it, someone had been given some fake cash at the Dallas show. Maybe it was $100, $20, whatever. Dude, it would not shock me if every single person who's ever listened to this podcast and will ever listen to this podcast has gotten fake money at some point in time. You know, it wouldn't shock me because this is a very cash oriented business. And is it really that fucking hard to slip in a couple fake $100 in like a wad of
No,
$5,000, $10,000,
I've
whatever?
I've never seen anyone in a cash deal at a card show ever like check the $100 bills in my entire life.
So what's interesting is that my dad collects coins and currency, and my uncle worked in the check cashing business. I have some idea of how to tell fake currency from real currency, and it comes down to touch. And I'm not
Really?
that. Yeah, well, you can feel the paper, and it's not even technically paper; it's like linen, cloth. Dollar bills are not like paper you would print like a shipping label on. It's a little bit of like a mixed compound equation. I don't know what you would want to call it. I don't know enough about it to speak as like an expert, but like by touch, they could tell what is real and fake. And I have an idea, but once again, I'm not the expert on that. But even I could get fooled. If you're handing out $20,000 in cash at a deal or $10,000 in cash, are you really
Yeah.
gonna like feel like every single bill correctly and do that?
No.
Like, there's a reason why at stores, if you pay with a $50 or $100 bill, they like use that marker and write across it because they're checking it. We're not. Like, it really would not shock me if a lot more fake currency was out there at these shows that we just don't know of or don't
Yeah.
report on because no one's gonna fucking ever check it.
It's definitely something to think about. I mean, no one really thinks about that when they're like sitting at a table counting out like 10K and
No,
hundreds.
dude,
But
none
it's
of us
definitely
think.
possible.
I really don't think anyone talks about some of the stuff that we do, like security at shows, fake currency, like being critical of things. And someone even brought that up to me at the show. I think his name was Kyle. I'm really sorry. I met you at Trade Net. I was beat. I was really fucking tired. You're a very nice guy. It was nice meeting you. But you even said that to me. Like, I like how you guys talk about stuff because you're not just like fluffing up this industry. You're being actually critical. You're talking about things that others won't. I'm not fucking afraid to stir the pot and call it how I see it. And there are some things that we as a collective can, if not fix, then be aware of. And this is just one of those things that even Lane, I never thought about this. Lane brought it up and he made such a good point. It's scary.
It is. Because you mean like it'd be like a 12-year-old kid who sells a card for $100. He gets a fake $100 bill the dealer didn't know he had. Like, he's shit out of luck.
Yeah, he is. And you could theoretically be arrested for it. I mean, if you went to the bank and you deposited currency and you had one fake bill, they wouldn't arrest you. But if you had 5 or
Yeah.
10, you would have a problem.
I think the biggest issue is like there's no way to. I mean, there's probably a way, but there's no way to trace it back to where you got it at a show. I mean, you're
No,
transacting
you
with
would never
5,
know.
10, 20 people. Like, you don't know who you got it from.
Yeah, you just
So,
claim negligence, and that's what you have to do.
yeah, that's a
It's just
great
crazy.
thought. What else is crazy is that it is
The Falcons
amazing
more.
how. No, we're not yet. It's
Okay.
amazing how stupid some people like can like post things on Instagram. We'll talk about it later, but
You can bring it
it's
up
blowing
now.
my
This
mind
is
lately.
I thought about you when I wrote this up too.
Oh my god. I'm not gonna like say anyone's names
No,
or
don't name
anything, but
drop. Don't do anything like that. We don't need a fight. But it
the,
is super funny. And the example we can use is probe scene. That's not really name dropping because we have seen this numerous times. So if you ever go to eBay auctions, you look at probe scene or other content creators on Instagram or eBay or whatever. One thing that is super clear sometimes when a card is graded poorly is they will say looks undergraded. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
it's so stupid. No, okay, hear me out. There's a difference between like a PSA 8 to 9, like you're saying, oh, maybe it should be a 9.
Yep.
There's a big difference between that and there being like a BGS 7 that you say should be a gem because there's a 6 surface or something.
Yep.
Like there's a big difference there. Like
Yeah.
clearly it's
No,
not undergraded. There's something wrong with the card.
correct. But how dare you say that, Kai? You are
Yeah.
obviously a hater, bro.
Well, it's like you're just trying to rip someone off. Like, no, it's not undergraded. Like, it's very clear. I don't know.
No, listen, I think part of it is there are certain people in sports cards who are just like gross people. Like you can be kind of a scummy person regardless of what you do in your spare time or if this is your full-time job. But there are also those who are just kind of slimy. And I don't know, just like how you can feel like the good energy that someone gives off at a show, someone like a Jay who once again I was really surprised by. You can see on the opposite end those who are truly in it for the money or are just like disgusting people in general. Where like if they weren't doing sports cards, they would be selling like used cars or fucking just something else kind of like questionable. I don't know. They just give off like the wrong vibe, and I don't know. They're very much in it for the
You,
money, which
you
is
could
ironic.
definitely you can definitely tell like there's also a difference between like doing it as a job and for the money slash like just being scummy. There's a
Yeah,
difference there as well. Like
like
our friend Lucas, like he does this too, and he's a great person. So
yeah, no, Lucas is
I mean,
great.
there's a
Like
big difference there.
I I agree. Listen, people who do this full time, I give a lot of credit to. I don't want to ever do this full time. Like, it's just like, this is a lot more fun when I'm able to like travel the country and make X amount of dollars in profit a week when I travel. But I like to be home. I like my girlfriend. I like to be in my own space, which is part of the reason why I don't do all the local shows here in New Jersey. There's probably one every single weekend, 30 to 60, even 100 tables. But like, I don't want to fucking bother. I like being off and I like being able to like enjoy my time. I don't want to be hashtag grinding at these fucking shows with like a bunch of dudes around. Like, I
Yeah,
like to be able to like just
fucking
sit and do nothing if I want to.
yeah, like hashtag grinding, just arguing with people over like $20 to make an extra like $10 and stuff. It's just like ruins the entire thing.
I know, and it's just so crazy. But listen, I give a lot of credit to those who are either shop runners or those who do make deals as your job. It's fucking crazy. Um, I try to work with them a little bit more, but it also comes down to the person. I don't know. You can kind of tell when people do it for their job, but like they're actually like honest and like good working versus like after the material possessions, just want the fucking cash and like go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
Like
I agree.
it's just it is what it is. But speaking of the hashtag grind and improving yourself, that's an okay segue. Kai, tell me about what's on your mind.
Pretty much the free agency. The Falcons have probably spent, I think, like $250 million in the last like day, which is pretty insane for us.
So, who did you? I know
Um,
you signed Heineke, who I really love. Like, that's such a good
yeah.
backup option slash like spot starter for you guys. Like, I'm a little jealous of him.
So we re-signed Lindstrom, our
Okay.
left guard or right guard, 105 mil, 5 years. I think it's the record or current record for a guard. And then we re-signed a few special teamers, and then we signed Anyamata from the Saints to DT. He's pretty
Sick.
good. He's like 29, 30. He'll start next to Grady Jarrett. And then we signed Jesse Bates, probably the best
Oh, you
player
did
on
get
the whole
Jesse Bates.
market, honestly. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know who he signed with. I thought he had re-signed with the
Yeah.
Bengals because
We
Twitter was being
no.
weird.
Yeah, we gave him like 460-ish, I think. So like 14, 15 mil a year. And then we signed Heineke this morning when I woke
Yep.
up. That's a great signing. Also, I agree because the way I look at it is if Ritter is good, then we have a great backup in case he gets hurt. If Ritter's bad, we have a great guy who can come in, like maybe win a few games for us. If we're close to the playoffs, he could get us over the hump maybe if Ritter's bad. So then if Ritter's bad, we also just have a guy who can come in, get rid of Ritter, draft a new guy next year. Like,
Well,
I think they did a great job.
that's the thing too about the Falcons and like what I thought was going to be the Texans last year. Like, if you have a decent backup or at least a quarterback who is going to their second year that you're not sure of, you fucking throw them into the fire and just see what sticks.
Yep.
And with Heineke, your floor is much higher because who was your backup last year? Was it
Well, Mariota was the starter.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of Felipe Franks. I was thinking of Felipe Franks. That's who I was trying to get to.
God,
yeah.
no. Dude, they converted him to like a tight end. I don't even know what they're doing with
I
him.
didn't know that.
Yeah, he's probably going to get cut this year, but I'm very happy with what we did because I think what it does now is it puts us into a spot where we go out with our first couple picks, draft a high-end receiver, draft maybe a D end, and then we're in a spot where really all we need is a quarterback. And if Ritter is like the guy, then we're good. If he's not, then we
But that's
go
the thing
next
too.
year.
Assuming you draft a wide receiver or trade back and get some more assets, whatever, you
Yeah.
now can find out for sure if Ritter is the guy. You're setting him up to succeed or fail if he's just like not that good. So
yeah, because we have a team in place now. Last year it was brutal, but yeah.
Well, are you buying Ritter cards? You're gonna wait for it. Well, Prism comes out today as when this episode goes live, but comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go after the Falcons and breaks? Are you gonna wait for NT? Are you gonna buy any Ritter stuff, or are you just like you don't really?
So
care?
I've been stacking Ritter like on the low for the last couple of weeks. I was a little worried when the whole Lamar thing happened because I kind of stopped for like a week or two there. But since it came out, the news came out that we didn't want him. His stuff's honestly lower than it was before. But the last week or so, it's been picking up steam because I think with the Heineke news, like people realize he's probably going to be our starter now, Ritter. So I think he's getting a little more traction. So I'll probably buy like an NT or something, but we'll see.
Let's see if I could snipe one at auction or something. Because like once those good products come out, immaculate, flawless, NT, Prism tomorrow, today, whatever you want to call it, like that's when I actually start to care, dude. I have not given a single fuck about this draft class at all. There's nothing good was.
There's no reason to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And like once again, obviously Brock Purdy was the guy in the draft class, and then he got hurt. But like you really. No one is talking about Kenny Pickett. Everyone's talking about Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields, like these second or third year, or even fourth year guys in some instances where they're starting to get the hobby love. And it's just so interesting to like, if you really believe in Kenny Pickett, you can get him for dirt cheap these days. But I don't know who's going to. Yeah, I've not seen anyone talk about it other than Shovel, who is a Steelers fan.
What do you think like a Pickett or Howell or Ritter like NTRPA does week one when they come out?
Howell's gonna be under $1,000. I think that's a pretty safe thing to say because I'm not even sure he's gonna be on the team next year.
Oh no, he's their starter.
Who's the guy? Oh, I was thinking Matt Corral.
They've come out and like said he's their starter, but who knows? But yeah, Corral is the other guy.
I had Corral mixed up with Howell because
sorry, yeah, you're good.
Whatever, like quarterback who didn't play this year or was hurt because I'm pretty sure Howell was out and the other guy wasn't. I don't know. The point is. Commanders quarterback will probably actually suffer a good bit then, and then they'll realize he's bad. Malik Willis is going to be dirt fucking cheap. Like he might be.
I think he might get cut in the near future. I don't know.
He was a third-round pick last year, fourth-round pick. Like they don't have really anything invested in him. Purdy's going to sell super well, in my opinion.
I forgot about Purdy. You know what's crazy about Purdy though? Like he probably wouldn't have even had NTRPAs if he didn't play.
Yeah, he would have had contenders, autos, and like maybe something and Prism, like and select.
Yeah,
that might have been it. Because he would have been the seventh-round quarterback who, like...
Last player taken.
Literally. Who else is there? Pickett. Pickett's going to sell pretty well because he's, like, the guy.
Over under 2K.
I'll say over 2K. For, like, a true NTRPA to 99, I'll say over 2K. But, like, the fact that you and I are struggling to even name quarterbacks from this draft...
What do you think about Ritter? Over under 1,000.
I want to say, for a true NTRPA to 99, first day, they're going to be, like, a ton. But then you fast forward a month or two, they'll be under $1,000.
I agree.
Which is when I will go buy one, or
I'll buy one if they're under $1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, like fuck it. Like how much lower can they really go at that point in time? You know what I mean? Like even if he sucks, and they sell for like $400, Like, what if he's good and he goes out week 1 and throws 2 touchdowns and they win? You sell for 2,500. Like,
Yeah.
there, and we've had this conversation. When something is so far down, or you believe something is going to hit the ground, how much lower theoretically is it going to go? Like, I know we've talked about LeBron Chromes in the past, or something that's like super liquid, like Fleer MJs. How much lower theoretically will they go versus like their ceiling? Their floor is pretty low. Their
There
ceiling is
definitely
also.
is a difference between like those and like a prospect, I would say.
I
Though.
know that's the point I was trying to get to, is like those players will have like a consistently like high floor, but low ceiling, versus a prospect or a quarterback in this case, where their floor, if it's at $1,000, you can afford to lose $1,000. The floor is like $300-$400, assuming he's not out of the league and just ass like a Zach Wilson, but their ceiling is so much higher. In fact, I'm actually curious to see what Zach Wilson and NTRPAs go for.
Oh,
Kyle, what do
geez.
you think? I'm going to see
A true. What do you
true
say?
NTRPA. I'm pulling up my screen now. Can I actually just share?
I'm gonna guess.
Can you pull up my screen, Kai?
Yeah, I got you. I'm gonna guess. Don't do it yet. I'm gonna
I'm not.
guess. Oh, you go first. You go first. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna say true RPA has sold for under $650.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like 500, regardless of grade, like a raw copy or a 9 or something. I wouldn't be shocked if it was more though.
$3,000 for that one. That's funny. I might pull up card ladder worst case, but
there's got to be one comp on here. Hey, there's one.
8.5. Oh, this is a midnight though.
That's a midnight. Honestly, that's probably similar to a true though.
Did 983 February 14th. I mean, it's a pretty card.
It's a nice patch too.
Yeah. Dude, it's undergraded. The surface is a 7.5.
Oh my god, we gotta buy it and resell it.
Dude, you never know. All right, I'll check card ladder. I'm just curious.
I mean, even under 1,000 though, that card was what, 10K going into the season?
Dude, fucking, this is once again, some people are so
8K,
stupid,
something like that.
I remember at the National, people were buying Zach Wilson. I'm like, really?
I mean, it made sense at the time. Like, he was solid. They had a decent team around him, but like, it just happens where they fall off like that.
Okay, Stars and Stripes did $1,590 at auction to $49 at $1,100.
Yeah,
to $99 more than we thought. $1,260. What the fuck? We're both wrong. All right, so I'm gonna say over on my previous guesses. For the
did they sign someone as backup?
No, they lost Mike White to the Dolphins.
So if they don't get Rodgers, I mean, he's the quarterback, right?
I literally think Jet fans would jump off. No, I'm not gonna fish it. I'm not gonna fish that sense. Jet fans would be very upset if Zach Wilson was their quarterback.
Wait, who else did they get? There's like not many people left. They can draft someone. That's not gonna be someone good.
They'll figure it out. I cannot imagine Zach Wilson starting in week 1 for them, even if they lose Rodgers.
You know, it'd be interesting. I see them going to trade for Trey Lance if they don't get Rodgers.
I could see them going. Well, I could see them. I wanted them to get Jameis originally. If they couldn't get,
he just re-signed.
So, yeah, if they couldn't get Lamar or Rodgers, like Jameis would at least.
They could get Lamar. I forgot about that. Yeah.
I don't know who else quarterback wise would be available unless like
there's not many like guys.
Unless you just go off the deep end, like the Rams give up on Stafford and like you get back picks to take him because like
they could get Baker.
Yeah, like there are some players that are interesting. I mean,
no home runs though.
No, right? Of course not. But then again, Zach Wilson was a complete fucking strikeout. I don't know. There'll be something interesting here. I do think it's very likely that Rodgers goes to the Jets. Although before we started recording today, there was a report that you showed us that Rodgers was taking a meeting with the Patriots, which would be so fucking funny that if he went to the Patriots, I would actually die of laughter and go buy a Rodgers jersey for just a masterclass in trolling. But based on the prices we saw, which is fucking stupid on the Zach Wilson NTRPAs, Ritter's going to be like $2,000 to $3,000. Pickett's going to be $3,000 to $5,000. Even Malik is probably going to be at these prices. This is so stupid. Like this is a decent trade so just dumb.
Happened. We have a decent trade right now. It just happened. Stephon Gilmore just got traded to the Cowboys.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's not good. Damn it.
Yeah.
What? Wait, he was on the Panthers.
He was on the Colts.
He was on the Colts? Really?
Yep.
My thing was he on the Panthers? Why am I thinking? Just 2020 Panthers. He was on the Panthers. Okay, well, what 2021? Okay, that's why. I was off
Yeah.
that year. Yeah, that's kind
They're
of
gonna have him and Diggs now. That's pretty nice. They traded
damn
a
it.
5th-round pick for him. He had
That's
a great
really
year last year too.
that's pretty cheap. I mean, once again, that comes down to like paying veteran players and like him possibly falling off a cliff, and how Belichick used to, trade players a year before they were asked, and then not a year after. So that's kind of crazy.
That is, yeah.
Did Rodgers sign with the Patriots?
Not yet. Yeah.
Dude, once again, I would love to see that happen. I would be really excited.
What do you do with Mac Jones though?
Mac, fuck him. Like, once again, like, unfortunately, these hashtag investors have clouded like our thoughts on like actual football. Mac Jones is just not that good. Like, he's fine, but I would be really shocked if Mac Jones ever throws for like 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, like a top.
Would you rather have him or Jordan Love?
Am I a new GM and like I have to just take one of these guys, or is it just like?
I mean, you're the Packers guy, and you either get Jones back or like a 2nd-round pick or something.
I think I'd rather have Jordan Love only because like he's been in that organization for so long. You have to fucking see what you have, and even if he's just not that good, at least versus like Mac Jones, who is like very average.
Mid.
Like very mid. Like I don't like Mac Jones at all, and I don't like Daniel Jones at all. But I think Jones is like the far superior player.
I honestly liked Bailey Zappi a decent bit. He was really good when he played for them.
But like once again, it's just like both of those guys are very mid. But Bailey Zappi he was like what, a 6th-round pick, and Mac Jones was 10, give or take, or 15, whatever his pick was. Like I just don't think that he's anything special. Like. And people were spending a ton of money on his NTRPs, and I owned 1 or 2 Mac Jones cards ever. I think I have a blue Prism now because I got it for dirt cheap, but I hope I can sell it. So, Mac Jones is really fucking good. Let me just pump him up until I sell that 1 card, and then who cares? Hashtag everyone who's pumping up Jordan Love right now. Those cards are going to drop so much, like by week 5. It's going to be so funny when the Packers.
He could play good, though.
Of course he could play good.
I could see Love being good, honestly. I don't love him or anything.
You don't love Love? You don't like Love is what you meant to say, or whatever.
But, I mean, if they have a decent team.
Of course, but, like, would it really shock you the Packers are 1-4?
No.
No, exactly. It would shock me the Packers were 4-1. It wouldn't shock me they were 1-4. I'm not hedging my bets because I don't own any Jordan Love, but I don't think he's worth nearly a quarter of what he's selling for. I just don't see it.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but are any of them worth a quarter what they're selling for?
I mean, if I had to buy one player for the next 10 years that I just couldn't touch, it'd be Mahomes. Like at this point in time.
Yeah, Mahomes or Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is getting up there. They have a really.
But that's exactly it.
He played well.
Like the funny thing too is like this is such a perfect time to like know what you have and then sell accordingly. And the players who are not getting the hobby love, which is like Justin Herbert's not getting a ton of hobby love compared to like the other guys. Josh Allen's getting a lot of hobby hate. Burrow, like those are guys I would much rather buy than like a Field, a Lawrence, a Mac Jones, a Jordan Love. Like at least those 3 quarterbacks I named are at a minimum top 10 to 12 quarterbacks versus like guys who could be anything. They could be a top 12 quarterback, but they're not right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wild. All right. Speaking of other crapshoots and dart throws, how about the NCAA tournament? We're not going to talk through NBA this week, mostly because, frankly, I don't fucking care right now. The Nets are just very mid. But
it's a crapshoot right now.
Yeah, total crapshoot, just like the NCAA tournament. What I do have is my bracket. Now, let me preface this accordingly. Yeah, oh, God, I can hear myself.
I was checking Adam Schefter, sorry.
Anything about Schefter that's like good before we get into this?
No, just Gilmore.
Okay, fine. So I do not watch college basketball at all. I literally just looked at my screen and chose teams. I really thought UMBC, that like Baltimore Golden Retriever dog team beating Virginia was like last year or 2 years ago. Kai, that was 2018. I do not.
Yeah, that was DeAndre Hunter before the year he went because he was hurt that year in the tournament.
Who did he play for?
He's on Virginia.
Oh, he was
He
on
was
Virginia?
out for
Okay.
that game. He was their best
Okay.
player. Yeah.
That makes sense. Anyway, so with that being said, I do have my bracket, but I'm going to tell you in a summary what I have. I have Alabama, Duke, Texas, and UCLA with the number 5 seed Duke winning it all. Why? I don't fucking know. I don't care. I do not care about March Madness at all. Like, this is my
So you
bracket.
have Duke winning the whole tournament?
Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't care. That's why
Fair.
I did it for the content, baby. Just like how I said the Celtics wouldn't win.
Scroll down a little bit.
Yeah, just like how I said the Celtics would be bad because fuck it doesn't matter. Like, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
If I'm right, first off, Warren Buffett has gonna be $1 billion. Like he said that. So
For me, I usually only watch FSU basketball, and we were actually dog shit this year, so I don't have a great understanding. But I have Alabama. I have 3 number 1 seeds, which is, you can kind of say it's like stupid, but I've got Alabama, Purdue, Houston, and I have Gonzaga from the West, I think. Yeah, and then I have Alabama over Gonzaga in the championship.
pretty funny. I mean, once again, like people get really into this for like a week or two. I just don't. I don't care. Like I don't really love college sports anyway. Maybe because I went to a college that didn't have it. I loved Rutgers growing up as like, an 8 to 15-year-old. It was amazing. They were like good. But I don't care. Like it's not that fun to me.
Yeah,
And
I mean, some of the round of 64 games can be crazy electric though, with like the upsets.
who was the coach last year that like I don't know if it was Old Dominion or St. I think it was St. John's actually. Maybe that's why I'm getting it all mixed up. Did St. John's do something good last year? Do you know anything about college basketball?
The team that went to like the Elite Eight, I think,
Yeah.
right? They had that one white dude, Edmund or something. Is that them? They have blue jerseys, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, no, they did really good last year. They beat they had a couple of really big upsets. I think they beat Kentucky or Duke or something.
You're asking the
The
wrong
first
person. Oh, St.
St.
Peter's.
Peter.
I was
Yeah.
kind of right. Yeah, this was last year. Oh, ad blocker. Oh,
Oh,
fuck my
you're
dick.
killing
I'm
us
gonna
here.
stay here. I'm gonna go this way. What? Pause that.
Yeah, they had a really good run last year.
Oh, this is that. This is this year's. I don't care.
It's okay. You're trying really hard.
I know. I'm gonna just stop. Let's remove that.
Are they in the tournament this year?
I don't think so. I think they just like really over achieved. The reason why I know why I remember this. The reason why I know who St. Peter's even is because their head coach went to see it became the coach of Seton Hall, which is where my girlfriend's dad and brother went to. That's the only reason why I know anything about this, which is super fun. I don't care. Like, that's cool. Good for them.
I think it's something people just throw on kind of during the week when it's on. I mean, no one really. I mean, unless you have a team in it, I don't think you really are like, oh my god, I can't wait to watch this game.
Some people get really into it though. Just like, I mean, I've not watched the World Baseball Classic either because I was busy. But like that seems.
I've been actually watching that.
I will say, I guess we got to talk about this. One thing that's really cool was I don't remember what country he's from. The 21-year-old who struck out Juan Soto, Devers, and someone else, Machado, I think, and like got an MLB, got a contract for the Tigers.
Yeah, that was. I thought it was Tigers, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the Tigers.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I don't know where he's from, like not Panama, one of those.
Yeah, I was just looking at that earlier. Yeah,
the point is, 21-year-old kid strikes out 3 MLB Hall of Famers, 3 MLB All-Stars and gets a contract, which is just, dude, that's fucking cool. That's so nice. I like when sports do like moments like that.
The USA is kind of on the brink of not making it to the next round.
I know. They have to beat oh my god, what country? I
think they play who do they play tonight or tomorrow? I think they play Colombia, maybe.
Oh, it's
I don't remember. They have an off day today though, I think.
Let us see who they are playing. It is going to be. That's today. It's Canada versus Colombia, and then tomorrow, USA versus Colombia at 10 p.m.
Yeah, so I think they need to win that, and then I think it's also possible there's 3 teams that are 3-1, but I could be wrong, so we'll see.
I might tune in. I mean, it depends.
Yeah, it's a really big game. I feel like it'll be exciting.
Listen, I'm all about it, but I'm ready for baseball. I'm ready for real baseball season to come.
So am I. I think this ends like right before MLB starts.
It ends on
It's like coincides with the end of
the
spring training, I
21st. So
think.
it's like 2 more weeks until like the regular
Yeah.
season after that. Pretty crazy. Like we're at spring again.
Yeah.
What else? The Giants in free agency because we had NFL here. Bobby Okereke and Darren Waller trade, which is just fucking
What do you think
crazy.
about Waller?
I think the Giants' window is now. I don't see how you can pay Saquon Barkley a long-term contract. He might end up getting franchise tagged twice. So if you're looking at this like a 2-year window with Jones at $40 million and Saquon at $10 million this year and 15, 20 million next year, and he plays. First off, Saquon playing would be very interesting under the franchise tag. I don't know if it happens, but I would like to imagine it does. You have a very tight window to like actually do something with this core team because, dude, I would look to trade Saquon if he doesn't want to play under the franchise tag. I think you have to trade him. But assuming that he does come back, these are the moves you have to make. This is like a win now moment. And if it just crashes and burns, it's all Dave Gettleman's fault because he put these pieces together and you just ride it out. And then you give, Joe Schloem and Brian Dables whatever they want. So I don't know. It's tough. We're almost in
You guys
no
have to
man's land.
pay Dexter Lawrence too next year, right?
Yeah, you have to pay a bunch of different people. The good
He's gonna
thing
get a
is,
lot of money.
yep, it's. I mean, once again, this is the Giants are kind of in no man's land because they overachieved last year significantly. I think their ceiling is like 12-5. Like if everything goes right, their ceiling is 12-5.
Where were you last year? Like 11-6?
I think they were 10-7. Hang on. I'll tell you in 2 seconds, but like they definitely overachieved because also they won a playoff game, which was awesome. But like they shouldn't have even been there. And I think you saw when they played the Eagles for the third time. They went 9-7-1. Oh yeah, I was at the tie.
Oh, okay.
They played the Commanders in a tie. That was fucking so stupid. So yeah, their ceiling is 12-5. I think their floor is like 5-12. Like
Yeah.
they're kind of in no man's land. They really, dude, they gave them more points than they scored last year by 6. They gave up
That's absurd.
375 points allowed to 365 points scored, and like the Eagles and Cowboys scored 100 points more than them. It's not a very good team. Like it's just not. So
Speaking of no man's land, what's going on with Lamar?
I don't listen. I could very easily see Lamar going back to the Ravens. I think this is just a good negotiating tactics by them. And he was tweeting some shit earlier today. Like he was saying
I
how
saw that. Yeah.
don't believe what the media says. Like don't trust them. Like I got offered 3 years, 135 million, all guaranteed. I turned that shit down. I don't know, man. Listen, I would have an agent if I was ever a professional athlete, but then again, if I was a professional athlete, I wouldn't sign shit. I would never sign with Topps or Panini, depending on what sport I was in. I wouldn't. I would sign with like Upper Deck, and you'd see me sign like 20 products a year, like 20 total items a year.
Yeah.
I feel bad for some of these people. You ever see the pictures of like what these guys are like
crazy. I don't know their hands don't kill them afterward.
Dude, that's why like Luca probably got his mom to sign some shit. He was probably over it. I don't blame them. I blame the companies. Panini, Topps, Upper Deck, I'm sure is fine because they signed nothing. Fucking Leaf. Dude, Leaf, I bought some pickleball cards because my friend told me to.
You bought them?
For $30, fuck it. Like
the person that came out or like one of the new ones?
The one that just went off like yesterday. I bought 4. Because like, oh yeah, let's hashtag also pump some pickleball, by the way. But like how much lower can those really go? $20, $15? Does it matter?
Well, I mean, the first one that came out was like I guess like the GOAT girl of pickleball. Like hers sell for like $400 now, but I don't think these new people are as good, but still.
Well, that's exactly fuck it, I'm not taking this call on the podcast. That's the crazy thing too. It's just like I don't know. Like, it's not going to drop much, so put it in the eBay and see what happens in 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. For me to like buy something like that, I feel like I need to at least like watch a pickleball
Nope.
game. I don't know.
I think pickleball is tiny tennis, but I'm not sure.
It literally is tiny.
Oh, that's cool. All right. What's the game with the birdie? That's kind of like
The
tennis.
what?
Oh my god. All right, hang on.
Oh,
What is
racquetball?
maybe racquetball? Hang
Wait,
on.
what are you talking about?
There's like
Oh, racquetball is like in a little like closed in like
no,
area.
it's not racquetball. So
That's
it's like
badminton. Badminton.
badminton. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go hashtag
This turned into a badminton podcast.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we are the number one source of badminton. Fuck it, I don't even care. That's my
Should
next
you
thing.
be investing if you can't even say the name of the sport?
Nope. Do you think a lot of you ever see breakers try to pronounce?
Oh, don't even get me started on that. Those
Yeah,
are some
please get
brutal
started.
things to watch. People that can. How are you allowed to break if you can't even pronounce like simple names? That just shouldn't be allowed.
Why do you think I'm not a breaker? I can't say normal names in general, but
Like these companies have like guys and girls out there like stuttering over the most common football players' names. Like it's kind of absurd. You would think they would put them through some sort of like quiz to have them break.
or
but no.
once again, I would listen. That's my trick. Whenever I have to read something that I'm not sure how to, I will go fucking Google it and like listen to how Google says it or YouTube if it's a
Yeah.
player. Like there are highlights of. Oh my god, I don't even. What's a good example? Maybe Bobby Okereke is an okay example because like that's kind of a weird last name. Okaraki, you could fucking say wrong. I would just go to like Pat McAfee talk about him and say he was a future Hall of Famer. If I really need to know how to say a guy's name, I don't know.
It should be like the bare minimum like level for a breaker to be able to pronounce names correctly. I feel like I don't know.
I think you're asking too much of people, Kai. How dare you?
I guess so.
You
Yeah.
are. I don't know. Also, I think we said this, but Aaron Rodgers holding Jets hostage. He wants like the gang back together and also OBJ.
It's too funny.
Dude, I really hope that by the time this podcast comes out, that Rodgers is like flying to New England and like
I'll get another Twitter check real quick.
I would laugh so fucking hard. I would buy a Packers jersey, a Rodgers Patriots jersey immediately just for the show.
So Rodgers 30 seconds ago will be going on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Unofficially considered to be when he announces his decision.
Retire, Patriots, retire. Do something.
That would be electric. Another update. Not too crazy, but Bradbury's going back to the Eagles, 3 years, 38 mil.
That's not shocking.
Yeah.
He's really good. I'm shocked the Giants cut him last year. No, he's good. He's good.
He's okay. I think he got helped a lot by Slay in their pass rush. But
I mean, it makes sense they're bringing him back then.
Yeah, they're trying to trade Slay, though, aren't they? He wants more money or something.
I think they said he's requesting a trade. Or they're going to grant him a trade. Also, Austin Eckler requested a trade. I'm excited for when we get to like football season, like we're doing fantasy football stuff again.
Oh, fantasy football is so fun.
Favorite time of the year. I just can't get into fantasy baseball. It's too boring.
See, I want to, but no one will do a league. I'm trying to get a league together. But
it's kind of boring. I'm not going to lie to you.
I want to do a dynasty league.
That's the issue. I did one last year, and I'm like, I'm drafting Bowman Chrome. I literally drafted a Bowman Chrome.
That's sick, though. You draft like Julio Rodriguez like 4 years ago, and now he's like a top 10 player. You're like, come on, that's insane.
You'd have to do with like it'd have to be either sold to early people or like people that we actually all knew. But sold too early doesn't really care about baseball.
Yeah, you got to be like committed to it for like 3 or 4 years at least.
It's tough. Like that's when you have to like know everyone as like a friend or like is really into the baseball stuff. Like I was in one, and I kind of knew Matt was in it, but I just kind of got bored. It wasn't that fun.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, it's difficult. At least we have football covered, but so too early leans so heavily basketball, which makes sense. I think basketball just like it's just a better market for that type of stuff.
I've been really into baseball cards lately. I don't know, just me.
I'm just kind of going after whatever.
NFL,
it's tough, dude. I moved to UFC like today.
Dude, I bought the most random card on PWCC on Sunday. I bought a Brandon Crawford rookie elite auto at like 20.
Actually, hey, good job bringing up PWCC. The premier auction is ending.
I meant to ask you about your ball. I forgot.
Yeah, so I'll pull up PWCC and we'll take a look now, and then we can wrap up the episode. I will pull Premiere and we'll take a quick look. Last time I checked, The ball, the Babe Ruth Lou Gehrig dual autograph was at 10K. Here's the premiere auction. It ends in 2 days. So Thursday, this will come out Wednesday. The ball is on page 1 to the very bottom. Here it is at 10K. So right now, seller net, I think I got like 12, maybe like 11. I'm not exactly sure.
Well,
but
12's full with buyer's premium. So how much of buyer's premium are you getting?
I think I get most of it. I'm not really sure. I don't really care because like at this point now, I profited on the item, and it'll go up. I really expect this ball to end at 15 to 25K because in the last day, sick. Anyways, when people are going to actually start bidding. So
yeah,
it's kind of wild. Like looking at the rest of this auction too, a lot of like Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh. That's a really cool. That's first edition Blue Eyes White Dragon set. Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Like, what the fuck is this?
Is that a video game? Yeah.
Hang on, I'll make it larger for you guys so you can actually see better.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
There you go. That's a lot better. Going to the top. So this is cool. Do you know anything about the Black Locust card or no?
I mean, I've heard of the Black Lotus. I don't know shit about Magic the Gathering though.
Yeah.
I know it's the best card, right?
That's literally the best card. And it looks like it's signed by either the creator or something like that. Yeah, it's signed on. Oh, it's signed on case. Okay, so it's not even signed on the card. That's still really cool. Curry NCRPA Gold.
God, those have come down so much.
They have, Currys. Dude. I think they were close. Weren't they at like 500K at a moment in time?
Yeah, they were a lot. I think there was one that did like 700, like a gem. I could be wrong though.
That LeBron is nuts. That 9.5. Like yeah, I'd buy this. I'd buy this way over any of these cards here.
Keep scrolling.
That's cool. The Trout or the
Trout. The Trout is like pristine MJs on Instagram. I think he's a really cool dude.
I don't know if I've met him. I mean,
I never met him, but we've done some deals like on eBay and Instagram and stuff. He's really nice.
He's bought off me before. He has bought off me. He's been nice.
I do know that Trout is the only Black Label Chrome auto he has, I believe.
Correct. Speaking of Black Label, my Judge moved at Dallas.
Very cool.
From Refractor.
Did you get what you wanted out of it?
I got 6K out of it. I had stickered at 75. It was fine. Like I try to move on. This card I've seen on Instagram a ton. This LeBron James Colossal Logo Man. Someone owns this. I'm not sure if it's this exact card.
I mean, there's also like 20 LeBron Logo Mans I've seen all of both. Like
fair enough. I'll give you that.
Still, yeah.
PSA 10 MJ, fucking shocker, dude. It's number 9 in this auction. Like my god,
that's too funny.
I know. Beautiful mantle, pretty good centering. More Magic the Gathering, just crazy. 1/1 Jackson Holiday, PSA 10. Dude, pretty ballsy to go after this now before he even has like a professional at bat. Giannis Gold.
Wasn't that Giannis like some ones that we knew? I swear.
Could have been 80s. Like it's very possible. Like that's could have been fucking Fries for all you know. Like it's so crazy that like a lot of these cards have passed through dealers at one point in time, like either we know of or have heard of. Even my Josh Allen Gold, Meeks owned last year at the National. Like these cards just find a way to move through the dealers.
I didn't know there were Magic the Gathering cards from 1993.
That's when it started.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense then.
Yeah, Tyson Punch Out the Ball.
That Yu-Gi-Oh set's dope. I love Yu-Gi-Oh
cards. Oh, dude, I studied up on Yu-Gi-Oh for a while, thinking it was gonna actually get like larger, and it hasn't because Yu-Gi-Oh is super fucking confusing. It's so bad. This is dope. The Brady game used.
I love that 16 set with the veteran autos in it. That's
the acetate looks nice.
Yeah,
dude, it's undergraded, so nice. Kai. It's only a 9 set. It's only a 7 surface.
It's got to be undergraded.
Yeah, #undergraded.
They missed something on that surface for sure.
Curry, I think. Wait, is that on card or sticker? It's hard to tell.
It's a sticker.
That's so fucking stupid. What a shame. Yeah, I mean, listen, this auction is loaded. That's kind of cool. Hold on, match worn jersey.
That's Shea. That
Shea is cool. 150. Oh my god, what a time to sell that. Good shit.
That's his best card.
I mean, yeah. Do you think this is better than Prison Black? I agree that it is, but like, how much better do you think it is?
Oh, I mean, probably like 1.5 times better.
I mean, I'm not sure prices agree, but I would agree. This is better. It's a weird SGC card though.
What did that Luca go for? The Luca 4? I think something like that. That
Black
Jordan seems cheap as fuck. I think I've seen that card like 10 times though.
Another Black Locust in the same set. MJ. I would love to go get a aluminum logo MJ. I just can't. I
That's
can't
a
swing.
beautiful patch.
I can't swing it right now. That's the issue. I would love to go get some. Another one.
See, would you rather have that one or the one above it? I'd rather have the one above it.
I'd rather have the one above it too. I think the patch is just nicer. Like I get that it's a better grade. That auto's
the
actually
other one's
really pretty.
No, the other one's undergraded.
That auto is not the best on the BGS 8.
I can't really. Yeah.
It's really hard to tell. Anything else I really want to show through? The loads we can look. That's kind of cool. The Luca, that's pretty dope. The LeBron and MJ. We're just, for anyone who's listening to the podcast, we're just looking at PWCC.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fucking raw. Kevin
Good
Durant.
Lord, that garbage pail kid. Oh my God, I did not know those sold for that.
You're asking the wrong person. Someone actually asked me about garbage pail kids at the show, and I just like, what? I mean, people collect
That's
anything.
crazy.
There's so much Magic the Gathering. My God, like what?
Usually when I scroll through PWCC, I always just check like what sports I want to look at. So I usually don't see any of these, but that's crazy.
There's a third Black Locust, another MJ limited logo. Like
That's
just kind of wild. There's like none of these cards. Okay, none of these cards are actually rare, quote unquote. They're just expensive, quote unquote. Like
that flawless case kind of seems really cheap. I could be wrong here.
2012 would be it also doesn't say
That's the first year flawless.
Well, it also doesn't say what sport it is. So hang on.
It's basketball. There was no football.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. So 2012 would be Dame, Bradley Beal. Oh, would this be hang on.
Yeah.
Floss feature double rookie
Kawhi,
classic,
Clay.
Kyrie, Clay. Okay.
Yeah. AD. Yeah.
That's actually really dope then. Hang on.
Plus it has like
I forgot that they had the lockout.
The double class. Yeah.
Could you imagine a lockout now for any of these sports?
I mean, almost was one in baseball. I mean, there actually was one, right? For a couple of weeks.
I mean, because of COVID, yeah, there was a 60-game season. But yeah, I mean, what can I say? This auction looks absolutely loaded, as it should be. But I'm not going to go
bid on Premiere.
No, I don't.
Do you ever? Do you bid on like weekly or anything on PWCC?
It's our chat. What's up?
Do you ever bid on PWCC at all? Like,
I bet on
or anything.
I mean, once again, like I think I'm the tier below like the people who can bid on this type of stuff. Not to say that anyone who can't bid on this stuff, but I'm sorry, I don't really have $24,000 plus 20% to go bid on a Tom Brady.
You can afford that, Judge. Come on.
Fuck you. I'm done with my judges. Like I'm okay with moving on from that. Hey, you want to go buy another Trae Young NTRPA?
You know what's crazy? Those actually haven't dropped that much, considering how like that'll probably end around like 25K, I would guess.
But like, here's the thing too: is that Trae Young's market is probably the worst out of any basketball player at this moment in time. So much of his stuff is shilled to the point where like I would not touch a Trae Young card no matter what.
I haven't bought a Trae Young card in like 2 years, I think.
Yeah, it's really
impossible to sell it.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna pull off the screen share because like we're basically done with this. I had a hoop signature Trae Young at the show, stickered at $750. The last sale, Kai, was $1,200. It was so completely shilled that like we all knew it was fucking fake. And I did move it to Hit Parade at $600. I'm like, thank God, because I just want to be done with it.
Repacker is probably the only people that would buy Trae.
No one bought him. The fucking Hit Parade did. I guess they might be doing a repack, but like, it's just like, what do you do? It's so difficult to tell what his market is anymore.
It is kind of nice though on some of the lower end, like cool Prism Trae stuff. No one bids on it just because of that. So I've been getting some cheap Trae Young stuff. I don't really buy any autos or anything though.
He has to get out of Atlanta. Like I know that he's starting to have a rift with.
Okay.
He has to. Listen, there's been some talk about him having a
no one. It's not gonna that's not gonna change his people shilling his cards.
It will if he ends up on if he ends up on the Knicks. Could you imagine him going to the Knicks now?
I mean, they just signed Brunson. It's not going to happen.
I know, but I'm just saying.
That'd be the worst defensive backcourt in like NBA history.
Every game would end like 145 to 140, which would be fun.
Not for them.
Not for them. You're right. All right. Anything else we want to touch on? We kind of went a little out of order with our notes. But like, once again, this is just like a better version of how we do things. I'm good. Like, I think we got everything covered.
I think I'm good as well. We might have a guest next week.
Yes, we are coordinating schedules with our friend. We did mention this, and we mentioned this at the end of last podcast. One of the up and coming consignment services on Instagram and probably Facebook and eBay and all the other good stuff. A friend of the podcast who we will not name drop just yet, making sure we have our schedules all aligned. And whether it's this episode coming up or next week, we're really excited to have this person on and get more guests on as we want to. Like, we only want quality people and Mikey. So he'll never hear that. Or if someone sends it to him, please just, or Kai, clip that and just send it to him.
I will.
We want to have quality people. We're excited to, get these awesome collectors and friends on. And that's it. Like, we're just excited for what's coming next. So
yeah, I think it's going to be cool to hear about like different things than what we focus on, like the consignment aspect. Like if you get your friend on that talks about like running a show, like stuff like that'll be cool to talk about.
Well, that's it. That's all I want to do. I want to have a cool podcast. I don't need it to be Hype Beast Inc., which is also a decent name. But I want it to be just like a cool experience. And if one person learns something new every episode from us, I call that a success.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. But I'm good if you're good.
Yes, sir. Let's wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching or listening if you made it this far. Next week, as we mentioned, hopefully one of the largest consignment services on Instagram. So thank you guys.
All right. See you guys.